Hello and welcome. Now in this video we are gonna add the code for the on-click listener on the items. Okay, and to do this, okay, what you need to do first of all, if you remember this design, which is the item design, okay, we have this card view that holds all the content. Okay, what you need to do, we need to fetch it and set the on-click listener on it. Okay, because all our content lives inside of it. So as you can see, we have this card view that has the ID of card. Inside our adapter now, okay, what we can do inside our view holder class, I'm going to create a variable. I'm going to call it card of type card view. Okay, I'm going to call it card of type card view. Okay, and now what we can do here, we can initialize it typing card. Okay, it should equal to the item view dot find view by ID method r dot id dot card. Okay, now after fetching it inside our view holder, if we go back inside our on bind view holder method, we can type holder dot card, okay, dot set on click listener. Okay, here we can add all our content for the on click listener. So the first thing that we need to do, we need to create a variable for our alert. It should equal to the dialog, because we are going to show it as a dialog. Here we need to pass the context. We can access it typing context, which is the variable that we have defined it on the top. Okay, so let me see the name. Okay, it's name content, but we can, it's context. Okay, I mean context. Okay, even if the name is changed to contact, but if you can see here, we have that it's of type context. Okay, so type content, there is no real matter, it's just names. Now what we can do, we can type alert dot set content view to associate a layout with this dialog. We can set the content view method to be r.layout.alert. Okay, now what we can do, because we want to show it as a window, what we need to do, we need to type alert dot window, okay, dot set type. We are going to call the window manager here dot layout parts. Then we need to specify the type to be type system alert. Okay, type underscore system underscore alert. There we have it. Now what we can do, we can fetch all the views inside this alert. So I'm going to create a variable for, let's say, the name. It's equal to the alert dot find the view by ID method. We are going to cast it as a text view. Okay, there we have it. And the ID was r.id.alert underscore name. Okay, let's duplicate this for the button. For the image, here should be the image. I'm gonna cast it as an image view. Okay, and here I'm gonna make the ID to be alert underscore image. And here what we need to do, we need to call the spell button. Okay, the ID should be r.id.alert underscore spell, and we need to cast it as a button. Okay, so there we have it. Now let's fetch also the button for the hide or dismiss the alert. I'm going to create variable. I'm going to call it done. Okay, it should equal to the alert dot find view by ID method that's casted as a button. Okay, and the ID was r.id dot done, alert done or done. It was something like this. Let's see, alert done. There we have it. Okay, now what we can do, ladies and gentlemen, we can first of all, let's set a data on this image and also this name. Okay, so let's type name dot text. Okay, because we want to show a text on it, it should equal to the data, which is the array list that we have. Okay, or the list that we have here. Okay, we need to give it the position dot name. Okay, and let's do the same thing for our image. I'm going to type image dot set image resource. It should equal to the data, then our position here, then dot image. Okay, now what we can do, we can show the alerts. Okay, I'm going to type alert dot show. Until now we can show the image, because show the alert, because it has now holding the image and also the name. Okay, now after showing the alert, what we need to do, once the user click on the, let's open it here, once the user click on the spell button, we want to play a sound for this name here. Okay, to do this we are going to use something slightly very I think it's very smart to do these things. Instead of playing an MP3 sound, what we can do, we can just convert the text that will be entered here to a speech. Okay, so let's see how we can do this. Now to do this, we are going to type spell, which is the button dot set on click listener. We are going to add all content right here. So the first thing that we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we need to convert the text to speech. To do this, we are going to use the text to speech class, which is a predefined class that will help us to convert any text to speech. So inside your view holder, okay, here I'm going to create a variable. I'm going to call it, let's say, text to with the number speech, let's say. Okay, just spell it as you want it. So text to speech, and this should be of type text to speech. Okay, we should see text to speech. There we have it. Now here we can initialize it. Okay, but as you can see, we cannot initialize it because we cannot assign a value to it right here. Okay, so what we can do, we can make it like this. Okay, and it will take, even if it not initialize it, then this keyword will help us to remove the error. Okay, so we have creating a text view. So we have created a text to speech object from the text view class, and we have stored it in a variable called text to speech, and we have added this keyword because we do not want it to initialize it right here. Okay, and now going back to our here on the onClick listener method inside our alert, now we can type holder. Okay, just let me type holder. Okay, because we want to access the variable that we have created inside our view holder class. I'm going to type holder dot, we have this text to speech variable. Okay, it's equal to the text to speech class. Okay, and here we can add all our content. The first thing that we need to do is the context. Okay, so I'm then just going to type context. Okay, and we are going to access the content. The second thing that we need to do, it's actually onIntListener, which is a method that will help us to convert this text to speech. Okay, so just type text to speech. Okay, there we have it. Dot on, where we have this method. Okay, and we can create a variable here. I'm going to call it status. It should equal if the status. Okay, we can add our content right here. Okay, now what we are going to do first of all, we are going to check if the status, that means this variable, is succeeds. We are going to do our content. Okay, so I'm going to type if status. Okay, it should equal to the text to speech. Okay, dot succeeds. That means we are good to go. Okay, now we can add our content here, which is, first of all, we need to specify the language. So I'm going to type holder dot text to speech equal. Okay, but dot language, let's specify dot language. Okay, so holder dot text to speech dot language is equal to the local. Okay, oops, just local, not local. Okay, as you can see, we have this language, for example, the Canada, the China, but we do not want these languages. We wanted the UK or the United States. Okay, so I'm just going to type local here. Okay, we can type local dot, for example, Canada, and change it to UK, let's say. Okay, we have the US and the UK. I'm just going to go with the UK, okay, which is the United Kingdom. Now what we can do, we can type holder, okay, dot text to speech dot speak, which is the method that will speak the thing. Okay, and here we need to specify some stuff. Okay, so the first thing that we need to specify is which text that we want to speak or convert to speech. Okay, and what we need to do, we need to convert the name. Okay, so we can access it typing data. Okay, then the position, then dot name, and we are good to go with the first thing. Okay, the second thing that we need to specify, okay, which we are gonna, here we have the queue mode. Okay, so just type text to speech dot queue flash. Okay, there we have it. Now the last thing we need to specify, okay, which is the parameters. Okay, I'm just gonna type no, we do not, no, we do not want any parameters. Okay, and last but not least, we are gonna also specify null here, okay, for all the other stuff, because we do not want anything else. Okay, so as you can see, everything is step. Now as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have worked with something complicated. Okay, so this stuff, it's not easy to work with. So first of all, we have created a variable of type text to speech. Okay, and we didn't initialize it, because if we have initialized it here, we will get an error. Our application will get crashed, because we want to speak our text after the user click on the spell button. That's why we are initializing the variable. Okay, here we are checking for everything, here we are speaking. Oh, so as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, everything is great. And what we need to do, we need to do done, okay, dot set on click listener tab alert, okay, dot dismiss. Okay, we are going to dismiss the alert if the user click on the done button. Now guys, as you can see how it's work, our code now start to be complicated, okay, with all this stuff that we did. So what we are going to do now, we are going to run it on a real Android device, and hopefully it will work. Okay, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have our application up and running. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click one of the item, for example, let's say the dog here. Okay, we have everything show perfectly. Now ladies and gentlemen, you may be wondering where is the button for the spell. Okay, so if you take a closer look here, okay, on the top of our button here, we have the button. Okay, to prove that, let's click on it and try to hear something. Okay, dog. So as you can see, dog. So okay, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you can hear. Okay, so I'm gonna just make the microphone closer for my phone. Dog. Okay, as you can see, it's say dog. So but the problem here is that with the margin, I think we have set it too much margin. Okay, but let's try the done functionality. I'm gonna click on the done. Okay, as you can see, it's very, very nice indeed. Now let's quickly go and decrease the margin a little bit here. I'm gonna click on the alert. Okay, I'm gonna open my alert here. Let's see where is the problem. Okay, so let's select our linear layout. Okay, and let's see if we have any problem with it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to see where is the problem. So let's select our text view. Okay, there is something wrong. Okay, with the margin from our button or from our text view here. Okay, so instead of make it 30 dB, I'm gonna, let's say, make it 10 dB. Okay, 10 dB. Okay, and we should be in a great place. Okay, and also you can play around with this with the, let's say, select our spell button of let's say, okay, we have the margin from the top. I'm gonna remove it. Okay, we do not want any margin from the top for our here we have the spell button. Okay, from the top it said 30 dB. I'm just gonna remove it also, and there we have it. Now let's run our application once again, and hopefully we are not gonna get the same design that we have worked. Now ladies and gentlemen, let's be more clear with this. I do not care too much about the design. Okay, how? Because we have a separate section about the design, and you should be comfortable. Okay, and I am really sure that you didn't get this error the same like me. Okay, because you should be familiar with the design. Okay, but I am really focusing on the functionality. Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, we have our application once again up and running. Now hopefully we are gonna get the design that we want. So let's click on the sky. Okay, we have the sky band running, and as you can see how it's look like. Okay, we do not show, we cannot see the text. Okay, but let's click on the button. Okay, it took some time, okay, to run, but my point here is the functionality work perfectly. Okay guys, and you can, instead of, for example, showing a text view, you can show an icon for a sound or something like this. You can really go with the design that you prefer. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was our application that will be very handy, okay, for you ladies and gentlemen. I think this one of the application that you will be proud of once you, let's say, release it to the Google Play Store. Okay, so you can add, for example, for a song, or you can make a stories, so on and so forth. So thank you guys so much for watching. We are gonna continue on in the next video.